Yo, my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football Without Fans with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Pizzi, aka Tsepzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see, because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. So, at the 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup, we've seen many surprises through the group stages, with Germany as well as Brazil being dumped out early, while surprises being produced from the African teams in Morocco as the debutants and the lowest ranked team in the tournament, and Banyana being able to overcome the tough obstacles that they faced in their groups to make it into the last 16. And now we're here at the last 16. It's the knockout stages now, and you only get one chance to produce that moment to go through. Let's start off with Saturday's fixtures, which sees Spain take on Switzerland and Japan tackle Norway. In speaking about Spain, it was a surprising loss to Japan. The result wasn't really a surprise, but the man of the result and the scoreline was a surprise. You know, people afterwards on social media were speaking about, imagine if Patri and Mapi Leon were there, this wouldn't have happened to the Spain team. But all in all, Japan really deserved a lot of credit from that match, from that encounter, in producing those 4 goals, being quick in transition, and they're having a brilliant counter press in being able to nullify Spain. Even though things were locked at 3-0 at halftime, Spain did find their balance in the second half, with leaving far less space in behind for Japan to take up. But if you look at the second half as well, Japan still won it, with Tanaka attacking down the right and scoring a brilliant goal into the top corner. There was a major change that the coach made, Jorge Vilda of Spain, starting Galvez instead of Captain Arena in the centre back alongside Paredes. So we're likely to see Arenas back in the lineup as the captain. And then a few decisions may need to be made in attack. You know, there aren't many tactics that we see. Yes, they pass the ball and move it around, but the creativity isn't there to produce clear-cut chances. You know, they're able to do so against Costa Rica, but only put 3 goals away, and then eventually got the score against Zambia, producing 5 goals, with Jenny Hermoso performing well, and then Redondo coming into the lineup doing well, and Ivan Navarro producing the goods off the bench. With the last 16 match against Switzerland, you may see Caldettini on the bench with Ivan Navarro start, as she's honestly been a better performer in the World Cup, and a lot will need to be done by Spain in hoping that a second episode of what happened with Japan does not happen against Switzerland, with Switzerland being defensively strong, having not conceded a goal yet at the tournament. They'll allow Spain to have the ball just like Japan, and then use the pace of Buchanan in behind Spain's attack. You know, Spain's shape will need to be there, while the midfield will need to be strong, with Aitana Bonmanti and Alexia Putellas having to do a hard shift in helping Hermoso and Pararuelo up front. It is seen that Putellas doesn't yet have the fitness in her legs. Yes, she's match fit, but her legs don't have much match game time, which she is lacking in this tournament. But honestly, it's now or never against Switzerland. Switzerland were able to finish top of their group in qualifying for the last 16, and good luck to them against Spain. I predict Spain to go through against Switzerland, but if Switzerland win, I would not be surprised. And then the second fixture of the day on Saturday sees Japan take on Norway. Kamagai has produced great leadership in the back, with her being a seasoned veteran in helping the youngsters, with a lot of this crop being the team from the 2018 Under-20 Women's World Cup that won the gold medal for Japan. Miyazawa and Tanaka continue to combine up front. And it's interesting to see how the coach sets up their team, as he's been able to rotate his attackers in all 3 games, with Tanaka not starting against Spain, Miyazawa had not started against Costa Rica, and Ueki had not started against Zambia. But they're all able to produce the goods. Mjelde for Norway will have a tough time being able to mark and stifle out Miyazawa's pace, as Japan will knock them on the transition. But you cannot disregard Norway, who finally found their scoring boots against the Philippines, with Roman Hoog coming out with a hat-trick, as well as Caroline Graham-Hansen and Guro Reiten being on the score sheet and producing brilliant performances from the start. Momentum is what may help Norway get over the line against Japan. But then again, Japan defend very well and they are able to score, as they've shown in this competition. So I see it being a low scoring affair, but with Japan coming out trumps and moving into the quarterfinals. Now let's swiftly shift along into Sunday's fixtures, which sees Banyana Banyana take on Netherlands, followed by Sweden facing the USA, who surprisingly qualified second out of their group and was saved by what Carly Lloyd explained as the man of the match, being the post in the last minute against Portugal. Otherwise, they also would have been dumped out and heading back to JFK Airport as well. But then again, they've made it to the last 16, come up against a tough test against Sweden, who's performed well through the tournament, collecting 9 out of 9 points through their group stages. Kenred has performed brilliantly. They're a difficult threat to contain from the set pieces. So the USA backline in Naomi Girma and Crystal Dunn will definitely have to keep an eye on that, as well as O'Hara. But you can never discount USA's attack. Yes, it's unfortunate, we may say, USA hasn't really performed well in the World Cup. They are creating the chances, they're just not able to put them in the back of the net. You know, Alex Morgan has had their chances, still hasn't scored a goal at this World Cup, which is quite surprising. Sophia Smith continued to produce. Trinity Rodman continues to be a great threat, and it was interesting to see Rosie Lavelle start alongside Lindsay Horan against the Netherlands. You know, it's time for Lindsay Horan to step up big, as well as Alex Morgan to step up big if USA still want to be in this competition. It's going to be a tight game against Sweden. Honestly, you'd probably think on paper that USA are the favorites, but looking at it, I think they come into this game as the underdogs with their current form in the World Cup, even though they are the USA. In saying that, I think the goods will finally be produced by the US women's national team. USA will overcome Sweden, in my opinion, with that being my prediction for that last 16 encounter, and then Banyana Banyana against Netherlands. I fear for my life from those set pieces. Imagine Noen and Jill Rood in the box off of a corner against Biana, against Mbani, against Maklo, against Swat from the Poles, who we do not trust. Brace yourselves for those set pieces that are going to be produced by Netherlands. And let's just speak on how well they've performed in this World Cup, with Briggs scoring 2 contenders of goal of the tournament in the match against Vietnam. She's been a great talent, great young talent down the wing as the wing back. And then in attack, Jill Rood continuing to help Leaky Mertens with the assistance of Daniela van der Donk. They've had a brilliant tournament so far. Were able to overcome Portugal, produced a draw against the USA, and then whipped Vietnam. Now they face South Africa, a team that they faced back in 2021 after the Olympics, where they won 5-1, but with brimming confidence. Coming in heavily with this game, with great momentum, singing into the stadium. Temi Kgatlana being our biggest hope and leading from the front as the captain. Refilwe Jane may be back for this game to assist Linda Muhlahlo in the midfield, and then we cannot discount our attacking options from the wide areas in Jermaine Siposenwe and the breadwinner Mahaya. The breadwinner herself, producing an amazing run at the death against Italy in assisting Temi Kgatlana to score the winner that's taken us into the last 16. I'm hopeful for this match. I'm trying to be unbiased as possible, but from a neutral perspective. The difficulty will be to contain the threat that Netherlands poses with their big and taller bodies. Mbane can defend well, head to head and one-on-one in open play. The fear is from dead ball situations and set pieces. And with that being said, I'd love for Banyana to go through. You know, my heart is telling me they'll go through, but my mind is saying Netherlands will qualify. And now going into Monday's fixtures, seeing one of the co-hosts in Australia who produced a big result against Canada with Raso and Fowler causing havoc for the Canadian team, with Buchanan and Lawrence not being able to contain them in defense and taking them swiftly into the next round, where they come up against, in my opinion, what I'd say a fairly easy test against Denmark. Denmark at this tournament have performed under par. They were just the better team out of the three left in Group D, between themselves, China and Haiti, with England going through as the expected winners. I feel like this is a test too far for Denmark, even though they have great talent with Pernille Harder up front, but Australia have that home support, a major 12th man. We could see Samantha Kerr back. Hopefully, probably off the bench. You know, there's momentum that the Australians are carrying. She may still continue to nurse that calf injury and could potentially even wait until the quarterfinals to be used. But Australia will definitely come through that one. And now England versus another African side in Nigeria. Oshawala came back in the second match against Australia from the start, off the bench, to score a goal, which turned out to be the winning goal and helped the team get over the line across the line against the Republic of Ireland to move into the last 16. And now they face the test of England's interchanging attack. Lauren James. What a talent. What a talent. Gaining 2 starts in the group stages and producing 2 man of the match performances. It's going to be tough to contain her with the interchanging ability in attack, being able to go on a left foot or the right foot, in also not being able to ignore the talent of Alicia Russo as well as Chloe Kelly, who come off the right wing. We may see some changes with us not knowing who will start between Ella Toon as well as Lauren Hemp, but England has a lot of talent. Stanway leading the line with the assistance of Millie Bright and having the armband after Kira Walsh's injury in the second match. It's all to play for in that game. I've got a lot of hope for Nigeria, you know. England have struggled to score, but then again were able to find their scoring boots against China. After scoring 6, maybe you could be brought back down to earth, as we saw with Germany against Colombia. So Nigeria is a side that can take England out. But if Lauren James wants to produce the goods, you cannot stop her. From inside the box, producing wonders outside the box. She's a worldie of a talent and one of the best players in the world. That's the biggest threat that England poses on Nigeria, and that's what I see taking Nigeria out of the tournament, unfortunately. And now lastly, going into the final day of the last 16 fixtures, Colombia take on Jamaica. Time needs to be spent speaking on both teams, because both teams have been amazing. If there was one team where it's almost mission impossible to score against, it's Jamaica. Ask France, ask Brazil, they'll tell you. With an amazing spine being produced by Rebecca Spence between the sticks, Chantal Swaby has been amazing in the back line, and then Shaw up front being the talisman that they need. They're a tough team to score against. They're a difficult team to score against, and this is going to be a cagey and close tie. A moment of brilliance may need to be produced by Colombia's Linda Caicedo, who continues to shine at this tournament as a bright young talent of the future, being assisted well by Martinez up front, who's an intelligent number 9. This game is too close to call. A tight affair which could definitely head into extra time and may even produce penalties, seeing how difficult it is to score against Jamaica. That's my fear. They have a great setup for knockout competitions and can definitely benefit from having a tight defense. In saying that though, yes, Colombia will be the favorites, but I predict Jamaica to go through. And last but not least, Morocco take on France. A great story for Morocco at this tournament, with their coach Renald Pedros, who is one of the greatest coaches of all time in women's football, having been part of the successful Lyon team, now producing the goods as well on the international stage in paying his favor to Morocco and bringing them through to the last 16. Anything can happen in this game. France were able to get over the line against Brazil before scoring 6 goals in their final encounter against Panama, although conceding 3 as well. Diani was finally able to score. Lesoma will be back in the attack. It's a huge advantage having Salma Baka playing in front of Sakina Karchao, and we're definitely most likely to see the centre-back pairing of Wendy Renard and Cascarino back with Lekar on the right. Toletti and Guerrero will have a tough time in the midfield, but their talent will definitely shine through in seeing France go through to the final 8 and producing a result over Morocco. My ballers, I hope y'all have been entertained. I hope you enjoy this match day. Continue to watch the ballers out in Australia and New Zealand. Continue to shine. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, live long.